Shabbos, Parshas Ki Seitzeh. They're chock full of vertlach and mitzvahs in this week's parsha, as is the entire Devarim, a recap of the entire Torah. One specific thing I want to hone on is a theme that Rav Zilberstein pulls out of the Torah. This week's parsha specifically talks a lot about B'Odom Lachaver mitzvahs. Two of them I want to highlight. Number one, when we go out to war, there are three categories of people who go home, right? There's someone who planted a vineyard and didn't yet enjoy the geschmack of grapes. Someone who built a home, built a house, did not yet live in it, did not yet make it a home. Can't have someone else come take over your home. That'll make this guy out in battle feel terrible. But someone's going to take my house. And someone who's engaged and didn't get married yet, he goes home to his wife, and then of course there's anyone who's Yarach Levov, someone who has a soft heart. He's scared that he did any Averis. Who's going to be left? The Gedolim, they're the ones that win our wars. Okay. The Sameach as Ishtoi. Look at the Gemash over there. Gemash of this Sameach is 354. What's 354? 354 are the days in a lunar year. Every year in the lunar calendar has 354 days. Give or take the leap years. 354 days. What's the message in that? Obviously, this is not pshat. This is a Vort in remez. But 354 days a year, one must be misameach. V'simach is ishtai. People think that there's when the guy's a chassan and he hasn't yet had Shana Rishona with his wife, so maybe Shana Rishona is v'simach is ishtai. That's when you stay home and play board games. And every single day for the rest of your life, you always have to v'simach is ishtai. Obviously, your wife will gain the most simcha knowing that her husband is a Talmid Chacham who was out learning Night Seder instead of playing board games with her. Or, like her Pam said, what should you do for Shana Rishona? Go to Night Seder. What else are you going to do? Oh, so you have a mitzvah to spend time with your wife. So have Night Seder at home. If you learn by yourself, listen to a shir, or bring a chavrusa home. Yeah, that'll do it. There's no reason to give up the Sameach HaZishtoi at any point in your life. The way that people are missing the wife is different over the course of a marriage. But the Sameach HaZishtoi is 354 days a year. Now, we're in Elul. Obviously, we have Rosh Hashanah on our mind 24/7, every day of the month. 40 days, right? At least. Yeah, and then the whole Simchas Torah, we're celebrating Elul, we're celebrating our Yom Adin, we're celebrating our Kapara. We have to go into Yom Adin with the people around us, with Klal Yisrael. You try going into a court case alone with no lawyer, no defendants, no nothing, you're a cooked goose, especially when you're guilty, when you're obviously guilty. We don't claim that we have any direct right. We're celebrating the din. We're celebrating that we have the ability to build ourselves up and using our bechira, create ourselves independently. That's a crazy thing that a Baruch gives us. That's din. But we're not claiming at any point that we never did any averos, right? That's every vidoy. We pronounce that. We definitely do averos. Our chance at coming in is coming in bitzibur. It says, "In lanu ela al mili shoyin ela al tefila bitzibur." We have to come in with the tzibur, with everyone with us. We are a member of something bigger than just ourselves. We say it ala tzadikim, right? We want to be v'simchalkeinu imahem. I want to be with Klal Yisrael. We present it all that. So yes, v'simach ishtar is a word about the individual with his individual wife. That is a marriage, but we see from the mitzvah of Prikantina on this week's parasha of loading and unloading someone else who's burdened. The Torah says if you have the choice of helping someone who's burdened, right? He's on his way up to the Catskills and his truck he just put too much stuff into his trunk and car broke down. Two people on the side of the road, your friend, your enemy. The Gemara clarifies exactly what sort of an enemy who you hate, or what sort of a Jew do you hate. I don't hate a Jew, but you help the enemy. You help the one that you hate. You have to show the Baruch Shalom that I'm one with everyone. I'm not an individual. And there's no member of Klal Yisrael who's not a chelik of me. There's some who are more distant. There's some who I need to be wary of and keep my distance in a superficial way. But Ba'etzem, like the Talmud Devorah says, we're all one gigantic neshama. You can't ignore a brother, no matter how lost, no matter how distant, no matter how disconnected, no matter how different he is than you. You share blood. We share spiritual blood. Rav Aryeh Levine used to have a very special minyan with Rav Kook and Rav David Cohen the Nazir. It was a very small minyan they had in an elementary school in Yerushalayim, back in the heydays, the British Mandate. And they wanted a quieter minyan where they could have their own kavanah without the distractions of a big kahal. Okay? You can imagine what this minyan looked like. I mean, Rav Kook blew shofar. Talk about a Baal Tekeh. Rav Aryeh Levine, he stood and said every word with the ne'imus. He led Tefillah. He davened for the Amud. He was the chazan. You could imagine Rav David Cohen, the Nazir, with his long hair and his tzitkus. There were times when he didn't say a word. I think every Elul he didn't say a word. He had a kindness deep word. He fasted on speech, not a word. You can imagine the kedusha in that room. Rav David Cohen's son, his name was Shar Yoshev Cohen. He was the chief rabbi in Haifa. And every Matzah Yom Kippur, at the end of the minyan, Rav Aryeh Levine would go to his wife and say, do me a favor, please take Shar Yoshev Cohen home with you. Make sure he has something to eat. Because his father is not in this world. He's never in this world. Yom Kippur, he's that much less in this world. He's in a totally different spiritual plane. And it's very likely that he's not going to think about food or anything Gashmias for a very long time. But his son, his little child, Vort was a Nazir till he was like 16 himself. He was not a nether, he helped to cut off his hair, so he'd like fit in with the chavra. His son needs to eat. So Rav Aryeh Levine, Matzah Yom Kippur, he'd make sure that Shar Yoshev Cohen would go home and get something to eat. At a candy shop, he would ask people, do you mind buying this candy, this child a candy? You know how much, children really do love sweets. We have to have everyone be part of us. Rav Aryeh Levine, when he would go to the prison, the British, the Machshamam, I guess, they're shreklach. They would stuff 40 prisoners into a cell meant for 20 people. We're talking about mamish for showing hanging Jews for it was really bad. Underrated tragedy. They would stuff 40 prisoners into a room meant for 20, into the cell. They would dafka put the political white-collar criminals with murderers, rapists, the worst, the dregs of society, real brutes. They would stuff them all together. There was a guy there were guys in the cell who murdered with their bare hands together with these tzaddikim who did some sort of a technical misdemeanor. Rav Aryeh Levine would go in there. He was the Rav of the prisoners. He would shake everyone's hands with the exact same love and care and affection. Mamish, no difference between them. The murderers got the same love as the guys who've been learning their whole life. There was no difference, because when we come up in front of the Rebbeinu Shalom, we come up with the Sameach Chasishta. We come up with helping out our brothers, not just the brothers that we love, especially the brothers that we have a harder time loving, or even have a mitzvah to hate. They're still a brother. And with that schus, to come in front of the Rebbeinu Shalom and have the ultimate din, the ultimate joy of being able to decide our own fate. What a simcha, what a simcha. There's a Hashem which be to a Shana Toiva, the Masuka, a sweetness that we should be able to taste. Maybe I'm jumping to Rosh Hashanah a little too early, but it's never too early. It's never too early. Have an amazing Shabbos.